Welcome, Immanuel.
Thank you.
What inspired you to put your name forward as a candidate in this election?
I think basically it's about community service. I've lived here for 65 years and I feel this community is a great place to live. I'd like to help it get better. I've served 2 terms on the Catholic Board of Education and 10 years on the Municipal Planning Commission. So I really know how government works a little bit. I think there's an opportunity for everybody who's running to share their time. Time is important, their skills, talents, a little bit of experience. You know, we're getting longer in the tooth, so we've got some to share.
So you mentioned experience. What experience will assist you in becoming an effective elected representative?
I've worked in construction for most of my life, all of my life, I think. Construction gives you a really varied background in how things work, for finance, for where the money comes from, for where the money goes, how to interact with people, how to listen, how to get your point across, how to ask hard questions. Really, that's an important thing for an elected official, how to ask hard questions and how to make tough decisions. Because sometimes you make a decision that not everybody's going to love. So you got to be, you got to understand that going forward, nobody will always love that decision, but it's going to be the best decision that you can make for the city of Mesnat. Not for the city so much, I don't think, but for the citizens. That's your job as a council person. You represent the citizens. You have to bring their voice to council. The city itself has people to run it. I mean, you hire good people, let them work, make sure that you're well staffed, and you can go from there. Our job is to make sure the citizens get represented, that we spend their money wisely and get some value for that.
So what do you believe are the important issues that are facing our region?
Growth, jobs. From the city's perspective, we're still running a fairly large deficit. I mean, we're relying on the electrical generation to keep us afloat, I think. You know, last year, I mean, our budget shortfall was $30 million, give or take. Part of that is COVID related, of course, and we've been working on financially fit to bring that down. But we're not there yet. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some work, hard work from everybody, from the council, from citizens with perhaps better ideas. They have to come forward a little bit too, so that we can figure out really what they want. I mean, often the issue is we're talking about transparency, but there's no questions from the citizens. They say, well, you're not transparent. You haven't told us everything, but they don't come. They don't ask the question. They don't come to the meetings. They don't come to the dog and pony show when they do the Parks and Rec or the new waterfront district. They have an opportunity to come and speak, or an opportunity to come and say what they believe, but they don't come. But it's also incumbent upon the city to provide that information. That's really the other element of, besides fiscal responsibility, is ensuring that the citizens know what the city's doing. You have to provide that information in a format that everybody can understand, not on page 52 of the website, because it's hard to find. And with the new website, all those things that I've bookmarked are gone. So now you have to start all over again 2 weeks before the election, but that's aside.
So how do you believe your election platform will benefit and improve the lives of our constituents here?
I'm a fiscal conservative right off the bat, so you got to know that. I think by and large, the city spends a lot of money. We have to focus on a narrow field of view. The city has 3 cities, where councils in general have 3 main focuses: taxation and assessment, governance, and planning and building. And everything else we do, and there's a ton of other stuff that we do, we can do, or we may not can do, we may do, or we have the ability to do, but do we need to do it? We need to really focus on our core things that we do, and everything else we need to look at. We have to say, is this what we need to do, or is this what we want to do? We have to look at cost. I mean, if you take the new direction of Parks and Rec, they want to build a 4-sheet ice surface somewhere. In the meantime, we've got the Moose and the Hockey Hounds and the swimming pool in Crestwood that are sitting empty. And we don't know what they cost. We don't know if this is going to be a feasible long-term solution. It's better, I think, to allow those things to belong in the community where they are. When we grew up, we walked to those places. Nobody drove us because there were no cars. I mean, parents didn't have 2 cars. So you walk to those places and you use them. And I think that's, if you want a healthier citizenry, that's one way to do it.
Excellent. So what strategies and specific policies would you suggest that would address the pillars in the Chamber's Vote Prosperity platform? Those include innovation and a competitive strategy, infrastructure development, image and branding, workforce development, along with business and financial supports.
Those are a lot of questions for 90 seconds. I think more than anything, when we talk about business, we have to talk about business retention. I mean, bringing new business here is also important, but there's a ton of business in Medicine. There's thousands of employers. And for each one of those that we lose that experience, we use that wisdom in Medicine. If we could find a way to allow each one or get each one of those employers to hire one employee, we could easily increase the tax base, increase the amount of money that's spent in Medicine Hat. Growth is the most important consideration. It is for any little city, for any big city. If we don't grow, we get stuck here at 65,000 people where we've been for the last decade. When I grew up here, there were 25,000 people. We moved to 65,000, but we're still there. What we need to do is get people to come here, get people to move here, whether that's, we'd like, of course, people with children, so they stay here, but, we need professionals to come here. You need, for a sec, Moritz, we need to bring people. We need to create jobs here, and small business is the way to create that. With Invest Medicine Hat or a group like Invest Medicine Hat, we can look at big business. Obviously we're in an agricultural area, so agribusiness is the way to go, I think, because I think an oil and gas is not going to be a long-term innovator.
Immanuel, I know it was a short amount of time for that question, but I'll give you the opportunity if you have any comments in conclusion or any additional thoughts that you would like to share with the voting public.
The business community and the city need to work together. The business community and the city have common goals, which are growth, prosperity, making sure the citizens of Medicine Hat are well represented, that we don't spend your money foolishly. I think by and large, there's a lot of talent here. This is a great place to live. And for all the whinging and whining that we all do, it's a great place to raise your kids. It's a great place to work. We have a ton of good things here. We have water, we have sunshine, we have gas, we have, what else do we have here? We have a bunch of things. We have road access, rail access, we have an airport. We have lots of recreational facilities. We have the Esplanade. We have an arena. The place is not an arena anymore. It's a convention center. We have lots of ways to attract people, but you need jobs to have those people come. So if we have no jobs, if there's no job growth, we're going to have a difficult time attracting people to the city of Medicine Hat, whether we have recreational opportunities or not.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Immanuel.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.